had a broken femur riding freestyle motocross. Never like to mention that, but he has got a nice femur rod in his left leg, I believe it is. His mum will tell me, she's here watching on. So with that said, as he joins us back here on the floor, please make some noise for Jack Burton. It's great, isn't it? Great to see a youngster with a little bit of enthusiasm, gets in his own car, drives all the way up from Southampton, and then trains his little butt off trying to get good at this sport that is freestyle motocross. Well, the time has come for me to get the opportunity to hand the reins of the show over to Mr. Powerly. So Aaron, it's over to you.
Daniel. Well guys, you've just been introduced to the youngest member of our team. I'm now going to do my best to introduce you to the oldest member of our team. His name is Daniel Whitby. He is the Bulldog FMX team manager and he is 41 years of age, and that makes him one of the oldest freestyle riders in this country. But do not let that fool you, because as he demonstrates right there, he does have some of the biggest, hardest and most technical tricks in freestyle motocross. Now, Dan's been a professional FMX rider for around 18, maybe even 19 years now. So as you can imagine, he does have just about every trick in the book, and he is well versed in just about every tricky condition you can think of in freestyle motocross. So let's go for number 2. Ooh, very nice. He's not done that one for a while. He is showing you that he may be old, but he is still very flexible. That one is called the Shaolin, swinging them legs up between the handlebars and then pulling himself back on the machine. Now, believe it or not, Dan does actually have a radio mic in his helmet, and it is actually him talking you through our show. So ladies and gentlemen, now he's back over. Please make some noise for Dan Whitby.
Ah, you legends, thank you very much, and thank you, Aaron. So you have indeed been introduced to the riders. It's now my responsibility to introduce you lovely guys to the sport of freestyle motocross. So with that said, I am going to attempt to try and talk to you guys while indeed I'm flying through the air. Not much of a mean feat these days anymore, because a lot of you guys out there, you've probably got the Cardo systems in your helmet, and you probably speak to your partner when you're riding, so you have a good idea that it is possible to do this. You can have a little chat while you're riding. So I will try and use that to good effect right now and try and chat you guys through this. So this is a typical freestyle motocross gap, 21 metres in distance. I'm running a 52.23 rear sprocket on this bike. Helps with judging the distance basically, because if I was to have the stock 49, I think it is, or 48 tooth that comes on a CRF 450 in second gear, I'd literally miss the whole landing system. You go right the way over it. So once you chuck on a 52 tooth, you know you can wind it on pretty hard and you're pretty safe. So into second gear we go. We'll start things off with the simpler tricks and we'll work our way through our trick repertoire. So wind looks good right now. Make my way in, onto that little bit, wind the power on. I'll have a little run beside my bike. They call that one the catwalk, or an airwalk if you will. Let's see what Jack's got. He makes his little pieces clicked around the handlebars, clicks the heels in the air into what we call a heel clicker, one of the earlier tricks that we learned. Let's see what Aaron's got as he turns the corner. Makes it in. Nice little double can heel clicker, combining both what you saw from Jack and myself. Double can into heel clicker. Now I'm going to utilise the grab holes, those little holes beneath my seat where the airbox will be cut out. Allow the power on, we jump off the machine, switch the legs up and open into what they call a seat grab Indian air. Big hard attack there from Jack as he also utilises the grab hole, stretches it out into that seat grab position. Aaron using that grab to good effect, but he pushes his legs up to the sky into the heart attack position, almost looking back. Now I'll take the grabs one step further, because I'm going to attempt to try and hold on with one hand. Had to think about that for a second. Little blip. There we go, we hold on with the left hand, the right hand goes back, grabs a hold of the heel into what they call a one-handed grab. One executioner, if you will. Jack goes for a Superman, levering off his flip levers. These interesting wing mirror style things on the front of the bike. Aaron with a heel clicker. Didn't expect to see him do that. Now, I'll try and get this bike upside down into a backflip. Now, backflips are not the hardest trick that we can do, and because you get to stay with the motorcycle, I haven't got to let go of it. But it's a little bit of mind over matter, because when you go to do a backflip, it's all about pulling anywhere between the front and that rear wheel leaving. And should you pull before then, it just won't rotate. But when you get on that ramp, I promise you, when you first try to learn backflips, everything tells you to pull, so you end up pulling early. Now, what I've got to do now is try and leave it as late as possible, because I'm a little guy, so once I pull, I haven't got a lot of weight to try and get that bike to spin. So my technique has to be pretty much bang on. I can assure you, it took me over a year of like weeks in the foam pit to try and get this dialed. Came very easy to Aaron, definitely didn't come easy to me. So a couple of deep breaths, make my way in, a little bit, down the car, and there's just a tiny little pull that gets the bike to do the rotation, but it is right at that time between the front wheel and rear wheel leaning. It just goes around really easy. Nice little switchblade there from Jack. Now look at Aaron this time around. He's probably going to go for a flip right now, and he's got his technique really dialed in. He just leans back just a little bit. Doesn't really pull, it kind of just sits into it. Now that's because he's got weight on his side. Doesn't need to be quite as refined as I am. So I'll finish things up with one of my favourite tricks. It's an off-act. No, I'll go for a double Indy. Here we go. A little bit. We'll throw the bike away. Both legs go into that double Indy position. Both hands grabbing the grab hold beneath the seat. Let's see what Jack's got to finish things up. There's some Cordova there from Jack. And last but not least, here comes Aaron. Look how tight Aaron turns in. Nice sort of run up the knee. Jack, big super can there. So with that said, that concludes our little introduction to FMX. But the time has come, guys, for us to attempt to give you a little bit more. And often I feel the best way to do so is with a bit of healthy competition. So, feeling a bit of a combat here today. But how are you guys feeling? Everyone loves a wheelie, don't they? Why can wheelies be so hard sometimes? It's really weird, isn't it? When there's some of the work you do, some of the stunt stuff, and puts on some interesting bikes as Jack goes for a huge nothing, completely letting go of his machine, hands in the air, legs out to the side, very, very tightly done. So with that said, please give it up and make some noise for Jack Burton. Lovely jubbly. So, well done Jack, spot on, he's happy with that as we move swiftly on to not just the best rider out here today, he's the best rider in the country. So, I'm pretty sure he's going to come out swinging. You will indeed see he has put his super flip levers up, these weird, kind of interesting wing mirror style things on the front of the motorcycle. They do have a purpose on our bikes. They are usually used for upside down tricks. And Aaron does have a few within his arsenal, whether or not we will see them, let's find out. Yes, that's a big Superman backflip coming out swinging. Not only did he get the bike to do the backflip, but he kicks it away and hangs underneath it, and then he uses these levers here to leave it against his forearms to get himself back to the machine, because as you can appreciate, the bike is rotating away from him. It's the only way to get back to that bike. But he's left them up for a second run. Let's see what he's got as he makes his way in. Oh, go for a heel, bring it back, hung up on that one. That was a scary moment there. I'm pretty sure his inner thigh there kicked the handlebars, somehow getting himself back. So please give it up and make some noise for Aaron Cowley. That was a scary moment, wasn't it? That's always the case with a live show, isn't it? And there's a little bit of a danger element. It can't always go a little bit pear-shaped, and that was a scary moment there for Aaron. Nevertheless, managing to survive the day. Now we're just going to swing a mic down to him, and I get the opportunity once again.